Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, word to my brethren all around the world watching this video, I hope you're having a great day today. As you're tuning in, make sure you do yourself a damn favor and hit that subscribe button, and surely you will not be disappointed. Now, boxing prospect review, on to the next one. Comes in the form of a upcoming middleweight, southpaw middleweight, 6-0, 2 KOs, signed to Bob Arum and Top Rank. And he comes in the form of Janibek Alimkhanuly, or Alimkhanuly. I don't know how to say his name, but Janibek Alimkhanuly from Kazakhstan, 6-0, 2 KOs, signed to Top Rank middleweight. First of all, let me just say this. I saw his fight on the undercard of Vasily Lomachenko versus Anthony Crawler. And this was a fight where he fought a guy named Christian Olivares. Christian Olivares has been in there about 20 fights, never, mainly a domestic level Mexican fighter, but he's showing durability. Nobody's ever stopped him, and Janibek didn't stop him either. But Janibek looked good. It was my first time seeing him box. He's a long, rangy southpaw of a middleweight, and he's got good boxing skills. When you watch him fight, you can definitely see that he was a very well-schooled amateur. For those of you who don't know about Mr. Janibek, he had well over 300 fights in the amateurs. Yeah, he was 308 as an amateur. So obviously he's an experienced, polished fighter. He was a 2016 Olympian representing Kazakhstan. So obviously you got to have some sort of boxing skills to represent a country like Kazakhstan in the Olympics. Aside from his amateur exploits, he was someone that fought in the World Series of Boxing. So he was, on top of his amateur experience, he fought, what they would call semi-pro, because that's what the World Series of Boxing basically is. It's a semi-pro boxing tournament, and he beat some good names in that tournament. Names that we know as fight fans, if you really up in this boxing thing. He beat the likes of Jason Quigley in the World Series of Boxing. He beat the likes of Anthony Fowler in the World Series of Boxing. So definitely a well-schooled, a well-trained, and just seasoned fighter in the amateur ranks. And he is trained by Mr. Buddy McGirt. And what's funny is, Janibek Alimkhanuly, he's someone that he just turned pro when? Was it 2016? So he turned pro when he was 25 years old. So he's much like like a lot of these Eastern Europeans. They have a lot of experience in the amateur ranks. They get their experience, they get their seasoning in the amateur ranks, and they go pro. And traditionally, what happens is they're fast tracked. And so far with him, it's been smooth sailing. 6-0 to 2 KOs. The only thing I read recently that it was who was it? One of Top Rank's matchmakers, which was Bruce Trampler or Brad Goodman. They're a bit frustrated with him because they feel like he should be delivering more sensational performances. But I like what he's doing so far. I actually would champion what he's doing right now in his career because, while he had all that amateur experience, you got to get accustomed to the professional ranks. And, he's been getting his rounds in. And I think he probably could have stopped Christian Olivares in his last fight. But he was content to use his legs, box, move, and get an easy decision. He had a tough fight in his, fourth professional fight. In his fourth professional fight, Janibek fought Vaughn Alexander, and many of us may remember Vaughn Alexander for his fight with Dennis Douglin a couple years, last year. Lost that fight, and Vaughn Alexander has been in there with, I feel like he fought Beterbiev. I guess not. I'm getting confused with somebody else, but yeah, he fought Dennis Douglin last year and lost. So Vaughn Alexander is a tough, middleweight, really a super middleweight who came down to middleweight. And Janibek, had a tough fight with him. With him being a bigger guy, I'm sure that had to be a bit frustrating for him. But overall, I like what I see from him. I like what I'm seeing from him, just overall, because he's someone that knew how to operate from the outside pretty well. He knows how to use his feet. He has a good understanding of positioning. With him, it's just a matter of, I don't think the issue with guys, well, see, with fighters like him, the issue is never, do they have the skills to compete? Because he clearly has the skills to compete. His amateur exploits prove that, and now he's getting rounds in the professionals, and he's gonna get better with every fight. And he strikes me as the kind of fighter that gets better as they step up the opposition. You see what I'm saying? But a lot of times it isn't about the skills. It's about what's in here. You see what I'm saying? What's in here and what's in here. And a lot of times that's boxing in life anyway. It's about what's in here and what's in here. So with Janibek, you know, when I look at him, I see a guy that can definitely compete for world titles. I see a guy that will be a threat in the professional ranks of boxing at the top level. And you know, I think he's in a good place because when you look at the middleweight division at the moment, right? You know, Golovkin's on his way out. You know, you'd be led to believe that Golovkin doesn't have a lot of time left. You have guys like, you know, Canelo, who won. Canelo's stated many times that he wants to go up to super middleweight at some point, so he might, you know, campaign at super middleweight. So you know, in a year, 2 years time, you know, this could be a guy that we see in a big world championship fight, because you know, Top Rank, I believe, will keep him active. I mean, he in 2017 he had 1 fight. Last year he had 2 fights. This year he's had 2 fights. So you would expect for him to fight at least, you know, 4 times this year, and I think he will. So you know, will he be a world champion? You know, I think it's a bit early to say. I would definitely say though that he has the skill set to compete for world championships. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm 100% sold on him, because you know, there were some things I did see that they could get exploited. So this is not gonna be one of those prospect review videos like if you guys remember when I came on here and I made my prospect review videos about Josh Kelly and guys like that. You know, I told you guys straight away I think that guy's gonna be a world champion. I don't quite feel as strongly about Janibek Alimkhanuly as I do Josh Kelly, but I think he will be someone that competes. He'll be someone that'll be there. And if you're in the middleweight division, he'll be someone that you have to answer to at some point. If you're in the middleweight division, whether you're a contender, whether you're a world champion, you'll have to come see him. So overall, that's just my take on him. I saw Elie Seckbach's couple of interviews. He did call him the new GGG, but when he fights absolutely nothing like GGG, and he's a southpaw. But you know, Elie knows how to market his videos and get him to get views. But that's pretty much my take on Janibek Alimkhanuly. He's a polished fighter, you know, smart fighter, very good amateur. Just another one of those Eastern Europeans that is looking to crack into that world level of boxing. Whether he does or whether he doesn't, we don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But I like what I saw when he fought Christian Olivier. So I'll definitely be keeping my eye out on Janibek Alimkhanuly as he progresses in the professional ranks of boxing. If you guys haven't seen the fight already, go check out some fights of his on YouTube. There should be some. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. If there's anything I missed about Janibek Alimkhanuly, if anybody from Kazakhstan or from Top Rank or who just has watched the fight more than I have, let me know some things I may have missed or don't know about or didn't mention in the comments down below. Let me know what prospects you'd like to see me review in the future, and I'll get to it in a timely manner. Like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.